professionals. Coach Tasha here from Professionally Pause, where we aim to empower, enable, and lead professionals into workplace success. Here's a quick intro to me. I'm a job mentor, coach, and guide, and I love to see people win. I specialize and focus on helping my clients and audience propel forward. So make sure you subscribe to my channel where you can stop and have a pause with me as I offer tactical tips and strategies to strengthen you professionally. Okay, there's that. So professionals, we are moving right along through the month of April. And if you've been tuning in, you know that I themed this month Hired Like a Professional. And I'm offering tips and strategies to ensure you get hired. This week's a good one, and I've got some even better ones waiting to be shared, along with a free webinar that ties everything together to wrap up the month. So you gotta keep tuning in. Now, here's this week's tip. Tip number 15, hired like a professional, answering tricky interview questions and the best questions to ask your interviewer. All right, professionals, I'm ready to give you the breakdown of how to answer a few of those tricky questions. The first being, why you? The best way to respond to this question is by guiding the interviewer through all the ways your experience directly aligns to the skills and requirements that the company has stated they're looking for in this candidate. If you've had the same title before, make sure to reference that. If you've had a lot of the same duties and responsibilities, make sure to reference that. Your job in answering this question is to show them how you align. So list your strengths, your accomplishments, and how well you did the exact or similar job for your current or previous employer. Okay, here's another tricky question often asked in an interview. Why do you want to leave your job? Here's the tip, professional. Don't respond by telling them how much you want to work for them and why you need the opportunity. No. The way you respond to this question is by reminding them how well you're doing your job now, and here's where you need to be diplomatic, you never want to allude to a problem or unhappiness. You can speak to putting feelers out there. You can speak to being intrigued by the role and wanting to learn more. You can also speak to the recruiter reaching out to you, or maybe it was the hiring manager themselves, or someone you know who works at the company who thought you'd be a great fit. Whether you're unemployed or on the hunt for something new, just speak to not actively searching, but open to exploring or learning about new opportunities. Companies always want to catch, and they literally want to steal you away. This is why it's often easier to find a job when you're currently in one. Here's one thing you do not do, and I want you to repeat after me. I promise not to bash a former employer. Again, I, the professional, promise not to complain, badmouth my manager, and speak in terms of disliking my job. Okay, there's that. So now, I want to pivot and provide you with a few great questions you can ask your interviewer that leave a lasting impression and really help to connect to the interviewer. The first being is to ask, which of the responsibilities is your immediate priority? The next being, how does a person go above and beyond or exceed expectations in this role? Here's another one, but it's for a specific audience. If you're speaking to the manager or who you directly report to, ask, how do you ensure success on your team? And finally, here's another one, and it really gets the interviewer talking. Ask, what would the first 30, 60, 90 days look like in the role? Here's what you're doing when you ask these types of questions. You're showcasing without telling them that you're interested and that you're really trying to understand the role, and maybe even indicating to them that you'd accept an offer if they were to make one. Asking questions shows your interest in moving forward. It shows that you too are interviewing. It shows that you're aware of what you bring to the table, so you're identifying whether or not the opportunity is the right fit for you too. Interviews can be really stressful, can't they? Sometimes you literally find yourself forgetting your name when the nerves kick in, but they don't have to. Here's how to take control. You've heard the saying before, practice makes perfect. The better you can message your value and show just how your existing experience and qualifications directly align to the requirements of the role, it'll all help the interviewer determine that you're qualified and the candidate to hire. So print out that job description and go line for line through the job duty and responsibility, and make sure you can align and convey in your questions and response that you're the right person for the role and to bring into the company. Okay, professionals, we've reached the end, but I've got a goodie for you. Available right now is an interviewing hack sheet that you can download for free. Just visit www.coachtasha.com and go to my shop, and you can get the interviewing cheat sheet I created that highlights how to tell your professional story, how to talk about your work experience, and interviewing do's or don'ts. You're cordially invited to my April webinar. This one's a free training called Hired Like a Professional, where I'll give tips on interviewing, practicing your professional message, and a few do's or don'ts to keep in mind that'll all help you to better align to the roles you're applying to and ensure you're prepared to get hired. It's happening on Wednesday, April 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you'll want to be there. For even more resources, go and visit www.professionallypause.com and take a look at my digital coaching options available. I have courses, guides, and checklists ready for purchase that'll better prepare you to interview like a professional. Stay encouraged, stay professional. XOXO, Coach Tasha.